without too much further ado, time to draw a couple of cards.
Let's do it.
You do, right? You...
Yeah, I'll draw them. So the way I'll do it is I will just lay the card on top of the picture.
Let's roll.
Queen. 7.
Oh, come
3.
on. Well, it is what it is.
Yes, it is. So on that note, I guess it's somewhat fitting that this thing gets to move first. However, as it stands, he tries to lash out at William. And I know that means I have to make a spirit roll. Not?
It does. And I was with a raise, so it'll be a, I believe it's a D, it's a -4 to that spirit roll, I believe.
This is gonna be delicious.
Or it don't gets to.
Don't gets to do nothing.
Oh,
That's not what I meant to do. I meant to hit that button.
All right. Well,
Subtracts 2 if I cast with a. Oh, I made it strong though, so yeah, it's -4.
all right. So it does nothing. It does as it tries to swing. There seems to be. Go ahead.
No. I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize. A little bit of lag.
I was just gonna say, as it goes to swing, it finds itself swinging at something that nobody can quite see, and its arms literally bounce off of whatever it just hit.
I look at Agapita and I say, "This hideous monster built of corpses. It may kill bodies, but it cannot touch a soul protected by the Lord."
Agapita.
whoa. I have my bow out, so I'm gonna draw and shoot at it as it after it flails around its arms.
So, with that being stated, for bows, is that still target number 4?
It is all ranged attacks, and I assume I'm in front of Agapita, so they probably have distance. Otherwise, you attack their parry if you're adjacent.
Neither of you would. Yeah. You would be. No, you wouldn't technically be adjacent just because of size. But. Agapita, target number 4, please.
What?
You need to give me your shooting roll.
Oh. I was like, am I supposed to target something?
the
I
glob.
was like, actually, before I do that, I have this thing. I chose elemental manipulation as my spirit's favor. So actually, I'm gonna cast that first, or at least try to.
All right.
Are you gonna do that and shoot it with a bow in the same turn?
Yes.
So unless you have an edge that prevents it, you'll have a -2 to each.
I have a thing that prevents that. So
Nice.
What's the edge that prevents that?
Spirit's favor.
That's the spirit's favor thing that they were talking about. That's what that was. I missed that.
So yeah, I'm gonna call to a spirit of flames.
Fire.
I need them. Yeah. So I roll faith. Okay. There. Yeah. Barbie, let's go party.
Right. And give me your shooting roll.
Shooting. So there you go. Okay.
Alright, give me your damage.
Okay, so I remember these. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Hi.
Okay. It's not lighting up. Discord is playing with me. D6 for bow, D6 for the flame, and then you did something to my bow, my arrows, right?
I did. I cast smite on them, so all your
Smite.
ammunition does +2 damage.
+2. Okay. Oh wait, I need to reduce my. Okay. +2. Okay.
That was the one I did not get a raise on. So yeah, you get an additional +2 damage to the next 20 things you shoot, or until the duration runs out, which is like 5 or 6
Oh wait.
rounds.
Above said 2d6. Okay, so 2d6 plus 1d6, 3d6 plus 2. Oh, that's Hatiana. Okay, 16.
That 6 aces, but it didn't do. So you need to roll another d6.
Wow. Okay.
20.
That is... Now. That is... Whew. 2 raises.
Yay. Right? That's a good thing.
And I
Very
believe
good thing.
we were saying that it's taken 2 wounds because of the alternate rule. I said it was okay. If I'm not mistaken. Isn't that what I said?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the even without it, the rule cap starts. The rule cap optional rule starts at 3, caps you at 3. So.
So,
But yeah, that'd be 2 wounds unless it soaks.
Benny to soak. Yeah, why not?
And if it's a wild card, it's got 2 of its own, rather than having to spend yours.
I'm only gonna have it soak 1. It's only gonna take 1.
Is that it? Got an 11 there?
Yes.
Yeah, it soaks both then.
Okay.
Yeah. It's target number 4, 8's the raise, soaks 2 wounds. Because it got success with raise, and because it soaked both wounds, it's also not shaken either.
Nice.
But we took a Benny from it.
As you see this arrow land, the creature seems somewhat unfazed. William.
All right. Am I adjacent to it, or do I have a bit of space still?
I will say you have a little bit of space just because this thing is size 2, so I'm assuming it's got a little bit longer reach than a normal thing.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm gonna take 2 actions. I'm gonna shoot with both of them.
Nice.
So first one, -2, so that's gonna be wow, that's the worst roll. I'm going to, you know what? Nope, we're gonna let it roll. And then let's do it one more time. Wow. Nope.
Yep.
Pow pow. Miss.
Bullets go wide. That means shuffle.
Oh my god,
Well.
this tree is like fluorescent.
William?
All right.
Sitting there with a
Um,
jack. Literally the exact opposite order it was last time.
Yeah.
Agapita's right in the middle.
All right. I shot you a message real quick. All right. You know what? I'm going to do it again. Same thing. I'm going
I
to
thought that was the case.
shoot twice, and I'm gonna use double tap on both.
Right.
And
Technically,
it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered last time, but I did have +1 of those rolls, but it wasn't enough to matter. So I forgot about that. So I'm gonna shoot twice, and it'll be -1, not -2, because I have marksman and I'm not moving.
All right.
And I'm gonna use double tap. So if I hit, it will do additional damage, but I do burn extra ammo that way. So, holy crap!
Whoa.
So that'll be a 14 with the first shot. So that doesn't matter how many rays. It only buys me an extra d6 of damage, but we'll get to that. Let's see. And that'll be a 4 to hit on the second one. So that's a hit. So 1 hit with a raise and 1 hit.
One hit with a super raise.
Right. All right. So it'll be marksman doesn't add to. Yeah, so double tap adds to the damage and smite adds 2, so it'll be +3 on top of my roll. So where's the damage? All right, so it'll be 3d6 +4. That's 6 aces. So 17 points of damage for the first bullet.
Okay. That's a raise, so that's.
All right. Is it gonna attempt to soak?
No.
All right. So it's also shaken then, which means I only need to meet the toughness and not get a raise with damage on the second shot. So this will just be 2d6 +4. Yeah. Okay then. 23.
That's 3 raises.
So that's 3 more wounds. It's got 1 wound already.
I have to soak.
So that'll take it to 4 wounds total.
Yes, I'm gonna soak here. I'm
So-
sorry, you just attempted to wound it 3 times, like. Okay, so that's 8. 2 raises.
So that soaks 2 of the 3. Or
Right.
success and 2 raise. Oh, success and 2 raises.
Yeah, that's 3.
That soaks all 3 of them. Yeah.
Not a soaking clock.
Well, we took both of its bennies though, so now he has to burn his DM bennies if he wants to keep doing that. His martial bennies. And it still got the wound I gave it in the first one. So
Yes.
we're doing all right for now.
Is it shaken still?
No, regardless of previous effects, if you soak all the wounds, you are no longer shaken, even if you were shaken from something else
Okay.
or from some other damage. So it is no longer shaken.
Agapita?
Okay, if I remember correctly, elemental stays for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just gonna make the fire bounce and then hit again. And I'm gonna shoot another arrow.
It's a duration 5 rounds, and so you just make you just take an
I
action to
wrote
make
it down
another faith
here.
roll to
Duration.
try to
Okay.
hit it.
Okay. So faith.
It's just that the faith roll is now trying to hit it with the spell rather than activate the spell.
Yeah. So that's with a raise. So it becomes a D8.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. I love how I'm unsure if I was when I'm literally looking at the rules. Okay. So I shoot. Yeah.
That does not beat its toughness. Oh,
Oh, that was his shooting roll.
sorry. I thought that was the damage roll. My bad.
It's okay. So let me just do this manually. 2d6 plus 1d8. Oh, plus 2. Okay.
12.
It's shaken.
Alright. Then
You better shake. Yeah, that's me.
Nice. Oh, make sure you're rolling your damage for your spell and your damage from your bow separately,
Yes.
because you
Yeah,
resolve them
that's it.
separately. Because one could shake it and then the other like miss or something like that. They're not additive.
Okay, so
It
that
hadn't
would be
mattered.
7. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it hadn't mattered yet.
Yeah.
That was
In this case,
it's
it
not-
would matter.
yeah. It's not shaken because that's 5 and 7 rather than 12.
Well, it can only do one thing here, and that's roll its spirit as it tries to attack you again.
There's kind of a fire in William's eyes at this point. He's got a smile on his face. He seems to be enjoying this. It's probably the first time you've seen him smile since you met him.
That's just a regular success.
No, because
Yeah,
it's a
that's his-
-4.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I made it strong, and then I got a raise, so he has a -4 on that spirit roll.
Ignore that -1 because that does not actually apply. I'm just-
Yeah.
All right.
wait. So, yeah.
Eight. 2.
I'll take it.
Queen.
Oh. Okay, Queen.
William, you are up.
Look at Agapina and say, "You ever read the good book?"
Well, no.
Maybe we get out of this. You should. And then 2 actions. First action is to reload. Because I've shot 6 out of my 6 loader, but I got 4 preloaded speed cylinders. So I'm gonna hot swap. That's an action, and then the second action is gonna be to take a shot.
All right.
So let's make that shooting roll. That's because that's a -2. That's gonna be a miss. I'm gonna let it ride. I feel good about my holy symbol, and I feel like them bennies are gonna be real necessary in train cards 2 and 1. And I don't know where we're going tonight.
Spirit roll, here it comes. Seriously, unless I get like a lot of aces.
Yeah, you got a wild die, so it's like a 17-18% chance. Not great.
But on. It's just flailing against this. Flailing against the air. To Agapita, it probably just looks like this thing is wildly flailing about with no rhyme or reason. William knows why it's flailing.
William looks at Agapita and says, One of my favorite passages in a time like this is Luke 10:19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Kill it.
Agapita?
Take out another arrow. Aim it straight at the. Probably has no head. Just
Oh,
something vital looking.
it has 5 heads.
Oh, so yeah, take my pick. Whichever one.
All right. Actually.
Making
Oh wait,
a
that's
call.
right. That's a mechanic, right? That's a
Yeah,
called
are you-
headshot.
If you want to do a called headshot, it's a -4 with.
Yeah, it's -4.
Do I believe in myself?
But if you hit, it's like +4 damage to the hit, I think. I don't remember the damage bonus.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? We haven't done it, I think. So let's be an innovator.
Do the thing.
Yeah, plus-
so
plus-
-4.
+4 damage to your +4 total to your damage total if you hit though.
Oh, you know what? Let me do the fire first. Let's see. Okay, just regular. Okay,
Your roll.
and then with shooting.
No, give me damage first.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah, give me the damage and then do your shooting. That way they're nice and separated.
Lovely. Okay. Oh,
Roll again.
one more.
Roll again.
What the hell? Okay.
Nice.
17.
17.
That is a raise.
Hey, I told you to kill it. Deliver.
And
And now the shoot.
hold up. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Okay.
Do your thing.
So
5 heads.
he's not soaking it, so that's 2 wounds.
No, it's a flop.
Shooting. Go.
That was that was
Yeah.
their shooting. They rolled a 7, but -4 for the called shot, so that's a miss.
Yeah.
All right. But we'll worry about that. Moment.
It means it gets to make a spirit roll at the top of its turn before it gets to make a spirit roll to try to attack.
Spirit rolls.
That roll to unshake's gonna be quite a bit easy though.
Mhm.
But Agapita.
Oh, I'm first. 10 of diamonds. Okay. Seeing how I failed miserably to shoot at one of its heads, there are 4 others, so why not? I'll go for it again. Right? Hello?
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone was just so silent. Okay.
Just waiting
it
for
rolled
you to
real.
do it.
It rolled real low. Rolled.
Yeah. That's an egg. Okay. Need to stop doing that. And just the fire again flares up. Wait, fate. Oh, duelist. What's that? Duelist. I don't know what that means. Okay. I'll just roll my fate. Okay. It's a d6.
Still does not beat its toughness. William.
William is like, you see him watching, kind of calculating. And he holsters his pistol and reaches around back and grabs that pistol gripped double barrel sawed off shotgun. and just holds it up and pulls the trigger in point blank range. Both triggers, actually, all the barrels. So let's make that shoot and roll. It'll be.
This is probably gonna hurt.
That's a 9, so that's with a raise.
It is.
So that will be 4d6, and because I pulled both triggers at once, it's +4. So actually, that's an 11 to hit. It doesn't give me to a second raise. Not that it matters. I forget. It's +2 if you were there. Anyway, so it'll be 4d6 +4. I don't have smite on this, so, but I'll take 19.
Oh wow.
2 raises.
That'll be its wounds number 3 and 4, I believe. Unless you want to spend one of those couple martial bennies. Oh, you're doing it.
That soaks 2 wounds.
Soaks both of them.
And I don't need to make that spirit roll anymore.
Why not? Oh no, not for shaking. You don't. I was like, wait, no, holy symbol's up.
No. I'm if only that were the case. If only that lasted like only 3 rounds or something.
Right.
Speaking of, how many rounds is this?
Count my spear.
This was round 5.
5. So we lose one of the things. It should be fighting because of the order I did.
Well, we can spend power points to extend the duration, which I'm actually doing on a holy symbol.
How long does it last?
It's 5 rounds, so I'll spend that power point on holy symbol and on the smite that I hit his quiver with. So I'll spend the 2 power points and extend both those.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it for fighting.
No, I'm not planning on getting into fisticuffs with this thing.
Yeah. Oh. Where's that?
Again, it's supposed to be ignoring one of those.
Yeah, that's a -4 to its spirit.
All right. If nothing else, this has just wasted ammunition.
I got plenty of that. If nothing
That's
else,
kinda
it's wasted one of your martial bennies.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I got excited. I saw the J. I thought we had a Joker.
Got a little too
right.
excited there.
I did. Yeah, I'm gonna 2 actions.
Because you've got a load.
Yeah, well, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna drop the double barrel and go back to shooting with the pistol because it's an action per shell on that double barrel. So I'm just gonna kind of throw it back over my shoulder and redraw the pistol, which has four rounds in it right now, and gonna make 2 shooting rolls and empty the chamber.
Now, you said you extended smite on Agapita's quiver. Did you extend smite on your guns?
This gun wouldn't have it because you like cast it on like a quiver or like a cartridge or a magazine. Okay. So when I emptied that first chamber I emptied, that was it for smite for me.
Okay.
So I don't get that +2 damage. I'll get +1 from double tap because I'm using double tap, but that'll be a 7 because I'm doing multi-action, so hit, no raise. And then No, it'll be an 8 because it's only -1 because of marksman. I'm still not moving. So hit with a raise and then a miss on the second one. So the hit with a raise will be it'll be 3d6 plus 2 instead of plus 4 now. 11 points of damage from that one.
Right on its toughness.
That's a shake.
Okay.
Which means now all you have to do is shake it to get a wound.
Agapita.
Just gonna normally not aim for one of its heads now. Shoot another arrow. And fire once again. Oh, I'm gonna spend a power point. As you see it grow dimmer, it reignites. That's a power point? A singular one?
Yeah. Yeah, 1 power point to extend.
Slayed, okay.
You guys have a lot of PowerPoints, if I remember correctly.
I'm down to 9.
I'm down to 8. Okay. What are we doing? Shooting?
Murder. We're doing murder.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean righteous execution.
Yeah. Okay. That's... Okay, let me do the damage first.
That's still a hit.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay. It's not strength plus 2d6. Why is it doing that? Yeah, I'll just manually do it. 2d6.
Toughness.
Mm-hmm. Faith. Oh wow, that's 2 races.
Almost 2 raises.
Oh, 1 race. Sorry. I was like, success and 1 race again.
You still get that die type bump though, right?
Yes, I do. D8.
Oh, does not meet its toughness.
That's fine.
Now, ignores the wound deduction from 1 of its
So it'll be
wounds.
-5 to its spirit roll then, right?
Not to that doesn't take into account your holy symbol.
Yeah, holy symbol's 4, and then
It's
1
not
for the-
attacking, it's unshaking.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I have a question though. If you get a raise for shooting a bow, does that add more damage?
Adds 1 adds 1d6 to it.
Thank you.
Spirit roll.
A raise on an attack roll, as a general rule, adds a d6, unless you have an edge that is that makes it maybe add a d8 or something. Some spells raise die types instead, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 5 or 6, because I think it's minus.
It's subtracting 2 for the wounds.
Yeah, so
It's supposed to be subtracting 1, so it'd be a 4. That's still a success.
yeah, and it gets +2 to unshake.
Mm-hmm.
As stated,
Nice.
unshaking isn't that hard for this thing, even on a D4. It's this that's the problem.
The power of the Lord, however, tells it
No,
where it belongs.
it continues to flail. I'm gonna have to start making certain jokes here very shortly.
Face cards for not William. Great. It's okay. The Reverend's fine. He's not jealous of everybody else's big cards.
Oh, my queen arrow. Okay.
See, The problem with this is it only has one attack, and that's smack things. Holy Symbol makes smack things not very good.
You're not wrong. Especially when you cast it strong and get a raise.
There you go.
It's still -4.
Oh, -4. Right.
Yeah.
Just remember. So many numbers. Okay.
Yeah, that's a 2. If you discount the wound it's not supposed to have and then subtract the 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agapita.
Okay.
I am its
This
one
I'm
weakness.
This I'm gonna forego the flames. I'm gonna shoot 2 arrows. That's -2.
Still -2, yeah.
Okay. 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 I'll do it individually for the damage.
Okay.
So that's
Regular hit.
2d6. +2 to this. So 10.
Beats toughness.
Okay, that's fine. Then second one.
How many arrows have you burned through?
Like, how many rounds has it been? It
We're
should
on
be-
like round 7, and they've done 1 per round except for this round, which was 2, so it'd be like 8 or 9.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
No, that's...
-2.
Oh yeah, -2.
That's, yeah.
William,
Very good.
Let's see.
anything
William.
to say as this thing has honestly taken quite a bit of a beating and it's still flailing about. Not looking too much worse for the wear.
For our struggle is not against the flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against spiritual forces of evil in heavenly realms. I see not bodies here, but the face of the true enemy.
Double tap.
And I'm gonna reload and single tap.
Yeah.
So still a -2, but let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, miss.
Oh,
Man, D10 and a wild die. And I'm rolling a lot of 3s and 2s and 3s.
Oh shoot, I should be losing one of my effects now. Which I believe is...
well, there you go, William.
All right, double tap.
Like, I give you the ace. How about that?
Well, I repost with a 17 for my shooting roll.
That's 3 raises?
and then also a regular hit. Yeah, I wish, that'd be great. It's still just the 1d6. Let's see, slash. But yes, that's a lot of, that's 4 raise. 3 raises. Slash R. So it'd be 3d6 plus 2. No, that was not how you spell any of those words. 11 on the first one. Shaken. And then the second one's a regular hit. So it'll be 2d6 plus 2. No, just 6.
And then we know what's coming. It's gonna unshake. 2 plus 2 minus 1. Or nope, wild die here, so
Yep.
6,
Wild die,
5.
yeah, it's to shake gives it a 4 with the wild die, but then it has to subtract for a wound. So it's a 3.
It's already automatically minusing the 2, so that would be a 6. Because it's a 4 on the wild die, plus 2 is 6, minus 1, 5.
Yeah.
Pigs.
Yeah.
Spirit. Nothing. Agapita.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do my regular.
I gotta think
Flame
of
plus
in a bit of a stalemate here.
flame plus arrow. Oh. Let's do arrow first. Okay, wild die. Thank you. Right? Wild die.
Yep.
Die hits. Okay.
Are you firing 2 arrows?
Still,
No, just-
oh, just the one?
Okay, then you're
yeah,
good.
and then it's fire.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't get multi-action if they do 1 arrow with their spell because of the spirit's favor. So they don't take the penalty on that.
Sledged. Okay.
Okay, so both
That's
2 hits. Let's see if you can break toughness. Seems to be the trouble here.
no, I don't.
And then on your fire, water, air, Captain Planet.
D6.
Right.
All right. Revolver's empty. I know you're
Deep
dealing cards,
dive.
but revolver's empty. So this time William's gonna holster the pistol again, and reach down and pick up the double barrel, and just reload 2 shells and nothing else. So we don't have to worry about what I'm doing.
Okay, well, you're going last no matter what, so Agapita.
We can skip over me. I'm just putting shells in the shotgun.
Ace. Okay, let's see. Let's shoot and fire. I trust the Anito. Okay.
What's crazy is Agapita's average damage with that bow is like 13, but they just
Can't roll.
can't roll, man.
Got it. Just barely with that.
Yeah,
I
got it with the wild die.
We
No,
We
you
roll.
you aced. Roll another 6.
Yes, roll another
Yes.
6.
okay.
Shake
15. I get that.
That's
Yep.
that's with the raise.
That's with a raise, so that's a wound.
It is.
Yay. Okay,
This thing
fake time.
is starting to flail a little slower now. Finally.
Yeah, that was wound
I
what? Wound
knew.
3.
And 3.
Oh, big boy got some extras.
This round we lose shooting, which I'm gonna negate by spending a thing.
Okay,
A
I'm gonna do a
PowerPoint.
thing because this is round 10, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Said to shoot. Okay.
Ooh, actually. There's a problem here.
I'm gonna keep. What's that?
Oh, wait. Is that a reflexive thing? You don't have to spend a round to maintain
Yeah,
it?
no, it's not like an action. You just expend the PowerPoint and keep it going.
I was like, am I gonna start having...
Now I'm gonna. You know what? I'm only gonna spend 1 PowerPoint, so you lose smite as well.
Okay.
Because you're rolling like crap, and I'm running low on PowerPoints, and I'm fixing to pick up a shotgun.
Mhm.
All right, so my shooting die was only up 1, so let me. How do I?
I will go ahead and make my spirit roll here to unshake.
Yep. And we're still just skipping over me because I'm just reloading.
So
All right,
that's
so
5 plus 2.
shooting drops to a D8.
1. It's unshaken.
I think it's back down to where it's supposed to be. You're keeping faith and spirit going. Those are the ones you're keeping going, right?
No, I'm doing shooting.
Or shooting. Okay. So spirit has dropped
Just
down
that.
as well. Okay.
Oh, spirit? I didn't do
Yeah.
spirit. Oh wait, I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
I,
do
I haven't
spirit.
had to,
Yeah.
I haven't had to roll anything for spirit, so it hadn't mattered. But it's fine. So you drop in spirit. So we're left with just shooting, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
shooting.
So you're keeping
Flash
shooting up,
anything?
and I'm keeping holy symbol up because I don't want it to punch me in the face.
Yeah.
I
But
was
it does,
one
okay.
off. I was one off. I would have been
Oh.
able to attack this turn.
If Agapita hadn't wounded it for the third wound,
Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. Because it's only a -2. Then you're
Yeah.
-4.
Yeah.
So I was 2 off. Wait, hold on.
wait, no, that already accounts for the -3. So you add 1's a 9, you -4, that's a 5.
Yeah. That goes through.
I
That's a
hit.
success.
I get to do.
You finally passed the spirit roll.
This is gonna be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Against I would be up front, I think.
Yes, because
Most likely.
Yes, because you point blank
Yep.
shotgun, I believe, were your exact words.
Yeah. I'm fixing to do it again too. Does it have any armor piercing?
Does not.
Okay. All right. So I'm at a toughness of 7 if it hits me.
Toughness 7. All right.
If it
this
hits.
is fighting
This is
roll.
This is gonna hurt. I was hoping we would finish this thing before this. Luckily, its wound penalties apply to fighting too.
4 does not hit. Oh,
Even let's see, it's getting -2 from wound penalties right now.
yeah,
Okay, so that'd be a 5, not a 4, but it still doesn't hit. My parry's a 6.
yeah,
Because it's subtracting 3, but it ignores the first one, right?
yes.
So we need to add 1. Yeah. But I've got a parry of 6, so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't ignoring 2 because that would hit me.
Yeah, ignore
All
1
right.
point of wound modifiers.
Cool. Yeah.
And you're reloading.
It almost gets me. I'm reloading, and it probably catches me off guard. I imagine I almost drop a shotgun shell as it breaks through, and I'm like, oh crap, and have to reach into my belt and grab a third shell to reload into that second barrel. Kind of knock it away with the butt of the gun because it's so close. Come on, give me that joker. Give me that. That's not a joker. That's a 3.
I gotta roll to try and. I got my 17%. I'm probably not gonna get it again. I am not.
Here's not like that. You're not.
Agapita,
What?
your go.
What round is it?
Round 11.
The 11.
Okay, I should still have my thing up for this round. Last one.
I gotta grab a magic D20 so I can turn count with it.
Yeah, this thing is, if nothing else, as stated, this thing is burning resources.
I'm used to D&D Beyond, which is obviously not which is currently not a sponsor, but it keeps track of my combat round.
Okay.
That is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Believe
Doing your
shoot.
shooting roll too.
Yeah.
I'm okay burning ammunition. I got
No.
a couple of boxes in my bag.
I'll burn a Benny for that shooting.
Oh,
Ooh, I refuse.
all right.
Whoa.
That one
That
hits.
hits. Yeah.
Y'all, my amazing sister-in-law just put chili cheese fries, a burger, and a Reese's milkshake in front of me.
That's
Need that recorded on the internet.
And it will be. I will not edit it out.
she's tempting you. Okay. Boom.
All right.
You looking
me?
for this? Nope. So dog shit.
William,
All right.
your shotgun's loaded.
Yes, it is. And I'm gonna pull the trigger on both barrels. So we'll make a shooting roll. I'll get +1 for marksman, and I believe it's +2 to the shooting roll for the barrels. It'll be +3. And if I hit, it'll be +4 damage. That's a raise.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of raises. That's several of them.
But
so
that's the
that'll be,
hit.
that'll be 4d6 +4.
Bacon and
How about 20 points of damage?
Oh,
that's 2 raises.
That's 2 raises.
As this shot hits this creature, one body falls off. In kind of a gelatinous mass. It's not so much a full body as it is parts of a body. And then another one falls off, and it's sort of like peeling an onion back of bodies. Before the one that was kind of in the middle, you couldn't notice it too well because of all the bodies congealed together, as it kind of just sways there and finally falls forward right on your boots.
As I watch the kind of the puddles and the mass just kind of slough off, I say, but let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. That's in a good book too. And then I reach down and pick up that shotgun shell I dropped in surprise. Put it and another one in the double barrel and toss it back over my shoulder. Say, you okay?
been better.
As I like,
I'm fine.
I put those two and I snap the barrels back up. I say, that metal sound still bother you after all this?
I don't think that'll ever change. And I try to collect some of the arrows I shot out from the bodies.
Well, that's a shame. And while they're collecting arrows, I'm going to be reloading the 3 speed loaders that I emptied, as well as my revolver.
That's only gonna take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it didn't take long at all.
Unfortunately, any arrows that might have been undamaged after finding their mark, I can't honestly say that they would be undamaged after 4 barrels of a shotgun are discharged while they're still in a creature. So you're not going to be able to recover any arrows. Everything's been shredded by shotgun shells, bullets. It's... To be quite fair, you guys are also in a metal train car. Your ears are ringing due to shotgun shells and revolver blasts.
I'm an old man. My ears always ring. I've had tinnitus for a decade and a half now. Probably do have a headache. We're talking extra loud right now.
A little.
Yeah, these are all useless. And just throw it back to there. Oh, and I say salamat to the flame spirit and just disappears.
That's a nifty trick he lets you have.
You get your gifts, I get mine.
We all do God's work by his will in one way or another. I'm just glad ours works together. Starting to stink in here. Let's go on in through that next door and get out of this mess.
Wait, I as a player don't remember it, but maybe Agapito will. This was card number 3?
3. Yeah.
3, yeah.
Next is 2. Okay. Wait, isn't that ghost rock? Is that engine room?
2 was supposed to be. We think, from what we've been told, I believe, if I remember correctly, 2 is private chambers. 1 is ghost rock fuel, and then there's the engine. Because the fuel is right behind the engine car, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes it real easy to get extra fuel into the engine.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you just, without too much further ado, head out?
Ain't much else for us here, I don't reckon, except blood, gore, and stink.
As you open the door, it's not like the other doors, where once you open them, you seem to be kind of whisked into the location. As you open the door, it actually opens up outside onto a small little balcony, as you would expect when switching train cars. You see terrain just as faster than you've ever seen it. Even if you had ridden your horse as fast as it can go, it still doesn't compare to how fast the scenery is whipping by. As a matter of fact, you're almost taken off your feet as the door opens because of the rush of air that comes in.
That's unsettling. I said it went fast, but do not forget, in the Lord's eyes, a day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day. Fast and slow is the same, even if we see it as unnatural. Let's go see how to stop this train.
As soon as the...
William sounds like he's confident, but he kind of looks out the door, and you can see him be like, yep, it's gonna suck. Like, nodding to himself.
As soon as both William and Agapita cross the threshold, the door slams shut behind, leaving you with probably about a 5-foot gap between you and the next car. However, also on this car is a similar type platform for you to be able to step onto. But there's also a ladder on the right-hand side leading up to the roof. So that leaves you with a choice here. You can go across the roof of this one, should you just so choose. Or you can go into it.
Look at the
I
ladder.
think we've been.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay. I think we've been facing things at first for a while. I think we should try a different approach this time. Or is it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
They knew what they were saying. This train car here. This is where the man in charge lives. If he's driving, he ain't in there. Maybe something's about in that train car tells us what to do when we get there to see him.
Thanks for watching Spaghetti Wednesdays on the Domain Gaming, the actual play series where we throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon and get access to exclusive content, behind the scenes, and more. Tune in next week for another thrilling adventure on Spaghetti Wednesdays. Let's see what sticks this time.